A courtroom stunner. All charges dropped against the men accused in the Pinyon Pines triple murders. Tonight they're being released from jail and one of their attorneys is here. It's a KMIR News exclusive. And the abduction and sexual assault of a Palm Springs teen, the investigation into who did this, and we're learning today that the authorities are bringing in more help.
KMIR News at 6 starts now.
Good evening to you. This is your KMIR News at 6, streaming live on KMIR.com. I'm Gloria Rodriguez. Gina Lamont is on assignment today. We begin here at 6 with a shocking reversal in court. All charges have been dropped against the two men accused in the Pinyon Pines triple murders. Robert Pape and Kristen Smith are being released from jail. KMIR's Angela Monroe is live in the newsroom with details on the surprise in court. Angela.
Gloria, for years, the Pinyon Pines murders went unsolved. Then this spring, arrests. But today, a reversal as those suspects are set free.
Visible relief both inside and outside the courtroom from the families of Kristen Smith and Robert Pape. Pape's attorney says the DA's office botched this case from the very start.
They withheld exculpatory evidence. They essentially subverted the grand jury process by giving the grand jury a misleading and deceptive account of the evidence that they had.
On September 17, 2006, the body of Becky Friedley was found burning in a wheelbarrow outside her home. The house was on fire. Inside, the bodies of her mother, Vicki, and her mother's boyfriend, John Hayward. Both had been shot.
Their loss is unimaginable, and I don't in any way mean to diminish their loss, the tragedy of what happened to their loved ones, but these were not the right guys.
The DA's office said in a statement it's committed to continuing its investigation into these murders and believes and expects that murder charges will be refiled in the near future, but it's unclear against whom. The district attorney, Paul Zellerbach, was subpoenaed last month by Pape's attorney to testify at a hearing next week.
And the only reason they dismissed it, in my opinion, is because I was laying out what I think is certainly a prima facie case of obstruction of justice against Mr. Zellerbach and some of his deputies.
The DA's office says that is not the case. They say the dismissal and subpoena are not related, and because the investigation into the murders is ongoing, they will not comment further. Meanwhile, Smith's attorney said, "We are pleased, gratified, and relieved that Sergeant Smith will be reunited with his family, and he eagerly awaits the opportunity to be introduced to his newborn daughter, Zoe."
We're actually supposed to be in court for this morning's hearing, but there was an apparent mix-up, and the pair were not transported from the Riverside Jail to the Indio courtroom today. We reached out to the Friedley and Hayward family, but they're not commenting. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Angela Monroe. Back to you, Gloria.
The defense attorney for Kristen Smith is John Patrick Dolan. He's also a legal analyst for KMIR News. In April, John Patrick Dolan filed for dismissal in the 3 counts of murder, saying the evidence against Smith did not firmly place him at the scene the night of the killings. A judge later denied that motion, and that leads us to today's decision. Again, all charges have been dropped. This because of a motion filed by an attorney defending the other suspect, Robert Pape. And with us today for an exclusive one-on-one interview is Mr. John Patrick Dolan. Welcome to you, John.
Good evening, Gloria.
So as we mentioned, Pape and Smith have been released, but that doesn't mean they're necessarily in the clear at this point, right?
There's no statute of limitations on murder. If the district attorney's office were able to develop additional evidence that caused them to believe they could go back and recharge one or both of them, they could do that. However, the chances of developing new evidence after 8 years are probably pretty slim.
Now, Smith was released this afternoon about 3 o'clock or so, and literally just in the last 30 minutes or so, you got some new information about what he's doing, right? Tell us about that.
I talked to Sergeant Smith, and he told me that he has been contacted once he was released by his military unit, that as soon as the day after tomorrow, Sunday night, he may be on his way back to the state of Washington to be reunited with his unit. And because we know there's a ramp up in the Middle East, and because he's a trained sniper, he may very well be deployed within the next week or two.
And he was in jail for several months. Now, when he was released, he basically went home to a new surprise. Tell us about that.
Well, his wife gave birth to a beautiful baby daughter by the name of Zoe about 2 weeks ago, And so he was released somewhere around 3 o'clock today in Riverside because, as Angela mentioned, he was not transported today to Indio. So he got to actually meet directly and get to know and love his new baby daughter. And he's home right now, spending time with his wife and his daughter and his family, and deciding what's going to happen in his future.
Now, as you can imagine, John, the families are still upset. Our reporter Giselle Puente was at the courtroom today. Angela Monroe's been on the story. And earlier, the families of the victims expressed that they were upset because of this. So what would you say to the families who say they should not have been released?
Well, the families are obviously disappointed because they were led to believe that my client, Mr. Smith, and Mr. Pape were the people who committed these crimes. Obviously, the evidence was insufficient to prove that, and it is upsetting, and we should in no way diminish the loss that they've incurred. This is horrific triple murder, but Sergeant Smith is not the person who participated in this, and I hope that the investigation continues, and I hope the people that committed these crimes are brought to justice.
The DA's office is saying that charges could still be filed for murder, so there are other suspects as well, correct?
There are other suspects, and so we will see how the investigation develops. I won't name any names, but there are some prominent names that are that appear in the thousands of pages of discovery that we received, and those individuals and their potential as a suspect was not brought to the attention of the grand jury, which was one of the problems with the grand jury proceedings.
Thank you so much, John. We'll be learning more about this in the coming months. Thank you for joining us
Indeed.
Today. Now, the district attorney's office insists that the investigation into the Pinyon Pines murders is not over. As part of their press release today about the case, they state the following, quote, "The DA's office is committed to continuing its investigation into these murders and believes and expects that murder charges will be refiled in the near future. We call to ask who they expected to file the charges against, Pape and Smith or some other unnamed suspects, but they refuse to answer that question. KMIR News has been leading the way on coverage of this case, and we will stay on top of it and will bring you new developments as soon as we learn them. In other news, police continue to investigate the abduction and the sexual assault of a 15-year-old girl in Palm Springs. And tonight, we're told that the FBI has now been called in to assist in that case. The Palm Springs Police Department says a young girl went out for a run on Wednesday evening, but 3 hours later, she still hadn't returned. Her family got worried and called police. The Palm Springs Police Department activated many resources, and they began searching for the missing teen. And at about 7:30 yesterday morning, the girl was found in the desert off of Ramon Road and Kauai Avenue. Detectives interviewed the teen, and they discovered that she was sexually assaulted. We reported the story when she went missing, but because she is a victim of an assault, we are no longer using her name or her picture. And now let's get a check of that forecast. Meteorologist Brian Schofield is joining us with a check of your weather headlines. Hi, Brian.
Gloria, we're finally getting more summer-like heat back, and boy, I don't know that we wanted that. We were starting to get used to some nice temperatures, but back above 100 and for the weekend as well. Average high 94, so all of a sudden you blinked your eyes and look what happened. Suddenly it was summer again. Highs to 105 here, heat advisories outside the valley. We're staying mostly sunny, but then we will start to see the temperatures come back down again. So we won't see those 100s for an extended period, but a couple of days worth. I'll show you when we'll get a little bit of a cool down coming up in your lifestyle forecast.
All right, we look forward to that. Thank you so much, Brian. Still to come on your KMIR News at 6 in True HD. You ask, we investigate. A man has a close call with a heavy light fixture in downtown Palm Springs. He says it came crashing down right next to him, and he's worried that others may also be in danger. We have a full report coming up next. Stay with us.
Making the Coachella Valley a better place to live. You're watching KMIR News. Introducing KMIR.com. Created by a staff of journalists working together to provide information that's important to you. Tap into expanded coverage of news, weather, health, Manny, and entertainment. You Ask, We Investigate exclusive reports. Eyesore Next Door, Valley Pet Finder. Continually updated with the latest details. Never miss a major story in our effort to make the Coachella Valley a better place to live. Make our website your website. Click in, log on, KMIR.com.
It's our fall savings spectacular now at Southwest Coaches. Take to the open road with our best savings of the season at Southwest Coaches. This week, save thousands on the world's finest fifth wheels by DRV, Redwood, and Cardinal. In stock or custom orders. And Southwest Coaches is now Coachella's exclusive Airstream dealer. Save even more on a great selection of pre-owned diesel pushers. Trades welcome. Easy financing during our fall savings spectacular. This week at Southwest Coaches in Indio. SouthwestCoaches.com. We know fifth wheels.
My whole life, I didn't have health insurance because it was too expensive.
As a professional dancer, I tend to beat up my body a lot, and having health insurance is a priority for me.
It's a relief to be able to keep the same doctor.
I was born with a back condition that required surgery.
I'm paying a fraction of what I used to pay.
Even with my back issues, I'm able to afford health insurance.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in for the first time ever.
Over 1 million people have enrolled in health insurance through Covered California. Soon, you can join them.
0% financing until 2020 is back.
That's right. Our 37th anniversary financing offer featuring the lowest monthly payments in our history is back.
Remember, we did it back in August and you responded, buying a ton of furniture and begging us to bring it back.
So we did.
Never have you been able to get so much furniture for such low monthly payments.
With 0% financing until April 2020.
Hurry, it's for a limited time at More Furniture for Less.
Feeling lethargic? Just no energy at all? Suffering from pesky pet allergies? Stuffy nose? It could be your indoor air making you feel sick and tired.
Look! Here comes the General!
The certified indoor air professionals at General Air Conditioning can provide solutions specific to your needs. Change your life forever. Call the General today or visit callthegeneral.com. General Air Conditioning and Heating.
The General again.
This portion of the news is brought to you by General Heating and Air Conditioning. Making the Coachella Valley a better place to live. KMIR News continues.
Well, it's a well-known restaurant in downtown Palm Springs, but Hamburger Mary's restaurant is now closed. On its website, the owner writes that the restaurant will not reopen this fall after the summer break. The restaurant opened in that location 11 years ago. It's unclear what business will now open there. Most of us walk by streetlights on a daily basis, and we don't give them a second thought. But one Palm Springs resident was nearly hit by one that came crashing down. Jay Thompson spoke with us after his friend was nearly hit by a falling streetlight in downtown Palm Springs. And Jay asked us the following, quote, "Are the other poles failing also? Are they a danger to pedestrians and to vehicles? What is the city doing about it?" Well, Jay, you ask, we investigate. Our Kitty Alvarado is live in downtown Palm Springs with all of the answers. Kitty, what can you tell us?
Good evening, Gloria. As you can see, the downtown Palm Springs area is lined with these decorative, old-fashioned looking street lights right here. And one of them came crashing down. It was this one right here. As you can see, there's still cones set up around this one. And Travis says that after that incident, he's shaken up and he wonders if it can happen again, and also wonders if this time around he'll be as lucky.
I kind of came up and did this, went like this. Boom.
Travis Taylor says he stepped out of a downtown Palm Springs restaurant to make a phone call and had a close call with a falling street light.
I could have been half a foot forward and lost my toes or hit me in the head, and that thing was heavy.
He says he feels lucky he didn't get hurt or worse.
The one that freaks me out the most is if I had my baby stroller in front of me. That would have been it right there.
The crash was so loud, many business owners came out to see what happened.
I'm amazed that it came inches from him. I mean, it was that close. I saw him look up and I went, oh my gosh.
Now many are wondering about the safety of the street lights downtown.
If one of them can fall just by me leaning on it, then, you know, there's got to be something wrong with that.
I'm concerned about it being a safety issue.
The city of Palm Springs says this has never happened before.
And this is the first instance we've had in these poles that are some, and we've used the same design for about 20 years.
They say they clean and inspect the lights once a year, but are taking action since the incident.
In this case, the safety chain actually snapped. So since then, we have performed an inspection of all the light fixtures in that area. In the next couple of weeks, all the safety link chains will be replaced with wire rope chains that can hold up to 50 pounds, and the lights are only 15 pounds.
Travis says he's not sure if it was a sign from above or luck that saved him from getting hit that day, but he'll never look at another street light the same again.
My dad had just passed. It was right after his memorial. So at first I'm thinking it was a sign from my dad, but still the more I think about it, I'm still now just like, you know, a little sketchy on walking underneath these lights out here.
The city of Palm Springs will be replacing those safety chains there on the street lights, so you will see working crews out here, and they will also be replacing the bulbs with more efficient LED bulbs. And we sure hope that that makes Jay and Travis feel a whole lot safer down here. Live in Palm Springs, Kitty Alvarado. Gloria, back to you.
All right, Kitty, thank you very much. A reminder that KMIR is committed to making the Coachella Valley a better place to live. So if you have a problem or a story that you want us to look into, just email us, youask@KMIR.com. You can also call our newsroom, You Ask, We Investigate. It is Friday, time to gear up and get ready for some football action. KMIR's Corbin Baker gives us a preview of tonight's big games.
Well, it's hard to believe, but we are already at the halfway point of high school football action here in the Valley. Two exciting matchups tonight. I will be at Desert Mirage High School, where the 2 and 3 Rams host Shadow Hills, who come in at 2 and 2. Both teams are looking for their first win in league play. My partner, Julie Bueller, will be at Coachella Valley High School, where the Mighty Arabs host the Palm Springs Indians in what will be a battle of two high-powered offenses led by two great quarterbacks. We'll have all the highlights for you tonight live on your KMIR News at 11. Gloria, back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Corbin. Just ahead on your KMIR News at 6 in True HD, Brian Schofield will join us with a look at your full lifestyle weather forecast. Stay tuned for that.
Everyone's hot for NBC Tuesday.
I'm gonna take off my pants and I'm gonna mount that TV to the wall right there.
That was a real roller coaster ride.
First, from the creator of Happy Endings comes the most buzzed about new comedy, Marry Me. Then, it's a crowning achievement in television.
Can Will cut my umbilical cord?
What? The return of Tuesday's #1 comedy about a boy.
Glad to see things didn't get weird when I was away.
The premiere of Marry Me, followed by the season premiere of About a Boy. It all starts Tuesday, October 14th here on NBC.
Think you can't afford these fabulous fall dresses? Then you've got to go to the Ross Fall Dress Event.
Put that new dress on. Gotta put that new dress on.
This collection of the latest fall dresses has just arrived at Ross, all for a fraction of what you'd pay at department stores.
Put that new dress on. Gotta put that new dress on.
The Ross Fall Dress Event. You can't afford to miss it.
Gotta put that new dress on.
Last year, 2 days before Christmas, Supervisor Jeff Stone swerved in front of a young driver and his girlfriend. Angry words were exchanged.
You better pull over right now. We'll handle this on the street. You cut me off.
Then, Jeff Stone flashed a badge, pretending to be a cop. Intimidated, confused, the young driver called 911. Jeff Stone isn't a peace officer. He's a politician. He had no business flashing a fake badge, and he has no business in the state Senate.
Enter the night. It starts at Cielo. A toast among friends. Cocktail time. Play the night away. Morongo. Good times.
Our family has proudly served the Coachella Valley for over 20 years, and we're an A+ accredited business specializing in residential and commercial air conditioning and heating. We are proud to announce that Comfort Air is a premier Lennox dealer, one of very few hand-selected air conditioning and heating businesses serving the Coachella Valley. Save up to 60% on your electric bill with Lennox's high-efficient equipment and enhancements. Call us today for your free home estimate.
I definitely recommend Comfort Air because it's easy.
KMIR News is brought to you by College of the Desert Street Fair, open every Saturday and Sunday, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Welcome back. Brian Schofield joins us with a look at your forecast. Brian.
Well, you know, for a couple of days now, we've been talking about extreme conditions as far as the drought is concerned across our fair state. 82% of our state is in that drought. And for the most part, we could use double the amount of rainfall we've had so far. We don't always get it during the monsoon flow. Certainly for winter, we have another shot at bringing back some more moisture, but we need to double that number right there to get our temperatures, not temperatures, but to get our rainfall closer to normal either way. As far as temperatures are concerned, they are going to stay well above normal. Rainfall below normal, above normal temperatures with high pressure. Look how clear the west looks. And it'll be a mess up everywhere else. Now, high pressure really keeps most of the moisture that we could get that we actually need across the state, but we don't need the flooding. We're going to save that flooding because of this area of high pressure. That's going to push it out of the way. We'll go ahead of time. Look at Tuesday. We'll go into Wednesday as well. And you can see we don't seem to grab this tropical system, Simon. It seems to push it away out of the area to the east, West Texas, and parts of New Mexico. But for us, we'll stay dry. Boy, what a change, because every other system that's come up the board, we've gotten cloud cover, we've gotten rain from it. Doesn't look like we'll do much of that at this point, but we will get a cool down next week. High pressure will not be as strong next week as it will be over the weekend. That means overnight lows essentially stay in the 70s, and afternoon highs will drop back into the middle 90s. And that's what we experienced this week. Nice to see this week. So you can see the temperatures there. They don't look so bad, but nevertheless, we really want it to be a little closer to normal because that's some pretty mild weather for this time of year, but warmer for the coming weekend. Gloria.
All right, Brian, thank you so much. It's not too hot to do some exercise, though. Every Saturday, KMIR and the Desert Sun host community walks. Last week, it was at the Embassy Suites in La Quinta. Tomorrow, it will be at the Miramonte in Indian Wells. We're getting ready for the 6K Make a Difference Day Tram Road Challenge in October that benefits the United Way. Every week's walk benefits a different charity. This week, it's the Shelter from the Storm. Organizers are asking participants to bring paper products like toilet paper and paper towels. We spoke to this weekend's sponsor.
Shelter from the Storm is really excited about the partnership with the United Way of the Desert and the Water District, as we will be benefiting from the walk this week and encouraging the community to get fit and go out and be healthy.
Again, the walk is tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. at the Miramonte in Indian Wells. So come on out and join us there bright and early. Get your exercise in for the weekend. And stay with us, because coming up after the break, are you looking for something fun to do with the family this Halloween? Well, our Gina Lamont has just what you need when we return. You don't want to miss this report. Stay with us.
Robert Downey Jr. and Robert Duvall in The Judge, and you can see it in advance. KMIR teams up with Warner Brothers Pictures for our exclusive screening. Pick up your tickets at Charlie Maroney's Italian Bar and Grill in Indio on Monday, October 6th from 1 to 3 p.m. The Judge opens nationwide on Friday, October 10th, but our special advanced screening is on Tuesday, October 7th at 7:30 p.m. at Regal Rancho Mirage 16.
See The Judge in advance. Pick up your tickets right here at Charlie Maroney's, and while you're here, have some dessert.
Now reduce your electric bill significantly with a new Train XL system and get up to $1,150 in train rebate allowance at Esser. Great prices, guaranteed.
Yes, sir. It's Esser Heating and Air Conditioning.
Hi, I'm attorney Barry Rieger. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, you're probably wondering, what do? How do you handle those insurance adjusters? They're unreasonable, they're rude, you've got medical bills, you're out of work. You need to know your legal rights. Call me. There's no charge for the consultation. After we speak, you'll understand your legal rights and how I can help you. Give me a call. You have nothing to lose.
Attorney Barry Rieger. Experience you can trust.
It's time to go to bed. Here's your milk. You ready?
Too scared of the dark.
Well, let's think about some people who make you feel brave. Who are some people that make you feel brave?
Firemen.
Oh. What about firefighters make you feel brave?
They just do really brave things.
Do you think you could do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you could.
Got milk?
Nothing beats the timeless look of confidence. This week only, Men's Warehouse has select designer suits on sale for just $199.99. Plus, buy one, get one free on just about everything else in the store. Confidence suits you, only at Men's Warehouse.
If you're craving an amazing breakfast, lunch, dinner, or anytime nosh, come on over to Manhattan in the Desert. We're now having our summer dinner special. A complete dinner, your choice of brisket of beef, roast turkey dinner, homemade meatloaf, corned beef and cabbage, fish and chips, and more. Includes super salad just $10.99. Manhattan in the Desert on Palm Canyon in Palm Springs, just east of Farrell. Try our $10.99 complete dinner special.
KMIR News is brought to you by College of the Desert Street Fair, open every Saturday and Sunday, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Welcome back. It is possibly one of the greatest places on earth for the family to celebrate Halloween. We're talking about Disneyland. Our Gina Lamont tells us why.
Disneyland is a great place for families to celebrate the season. The Haunted Mansion is all decked out in its traditional Nightmare Before Christmas decorations. The holiday brought to you by Jack Skellington and the residents of Halloween Town.
Fruitcake, anyone?
You can escape the clutches of freaky phantasms as you're launched into a haunted section of the universe on Space Mountain Ghost Galaxy. Drop in for ghostly encounters and hair-raising thrills at the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. But for the more faint of heart, you could just take a spooky stroll down Main Street, USA, which is transformed into a pumpkin festival with hundreds of hand-carved pumpkins on display, and no two are alike. You can meet some Disney villains as they are conjured up in a sideshow tent at the Halloween Carnival at Big Thunder Ranch in Frontierland.
Cherish this autograph, yes? I'm so lucky to have it.
You can observe Dia de los Muertos with a traditional skeleton display also in Frontierland.
At the Halloween Carnival, we have a brand new magic show that's going on, and it's really fun. It starts off with a little mask parade that comes around, and all the kids gather in front of the stage, and there is where the illusions happen. So we have some world-class magicians that are here performing a lot of magic, and it's a lot of fun.
So if you're looking for some not-so-scary fun for you and the kids this Halloween season, Mickey's Halloween Party is a way to go.
Well, now you know why Gino Lamont is not here today. He's having a fun time at Disneyland. Let's stay with us because coming up next on your KMIR News in True HD, we have a story that's guaranteed to put a smile on your face. You don't want to miss that. But first, let's take a look at tonight's primetime lineup.
Tonight's NBC Prime lineup is brought to you by Foot Solutions in Palm Desert. When your feet feel good, you feel good.
The voice teams are almost full. Monday at 8/7 Central, get ready for an epic showdown.
Please be in my family.
Blake is looking for family members. I'm looking for stars.
Got served.
Then, the Blacklist hunts down the world's most dangerous surgeon.
He runs an organ transplant ring.
And his secret is the last thing they'll want to find.
Oh my God.
The Blacklist, all new after The Voice at 8/7 Central. You must see Monday, here on NBC.
I'm Raul Ruiz, and I approve this message.
Thanks to Medicare, 48 million Americans have access to doctors, hospitals, dignity, and independence. So why did Sacramento politician Brian Nastandi defend a radical plan to raise Medicare premiums and end Medicare as we know it? A plan that would force seniors to pay thousands of dollars a year in higher costs. It makes you wonder, if Brian Nastandi isn't looking out for seniors, who is he looking out for?
In today's world, home break-ins, robberies, and fire are all too common. You and your loved ones deserve to feel safe. Hello, my name is Chris Medane. With our 24 hours monitoring, 24 hours alarm response, and 24 hours home automation, we have all of your security needs covered. And now, for a limited time offer, receive a $695 security system package absolutely free. Your monitoring cost is only $29.95 a month. Call today, 322-1562.
Investors still worry about Wall Street's integrity, with brokers making a lot of money from selling their firm's own financial products. But whose interests are they actually serving? At Hightower Palm Desert, we deliver independent fiduciary investment advice right here in the Coachella Valley. We don't manufacture or carry financial products. Instead, we're aligned with our clients to help ensure their ultimate financial success. Call us today to learn how Hightower manages wealth to a higher standard. Hightower, an unobstructed view.
Closed captioning brought to you by I-10 Toyota. Exceeding your expectations before, during, and after the sale. Customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
On the brighter side of the news, today is World Smile Day. It's a day for everyone to make themselves feel good by doing nice things for others and by smiling. It was started by a man behind a very familiar face. Harvey Ball was the artist who created the iconic yellow smiley face, and he thought it would be a great idea to spread some good cheer. So don't forget to smile today. Smile at anybody you see. Thank you so much for joining us tonight at 6. We'll see you back here at 11. Have a great one.